How to back up your Squarespace website. Hey everyone and welcome, I hope you're all doing great. In this video I will show you step by step how to do so. Now this is not going to be only one method, there's going to be plenty of different methods that you can use to make sure that you have a backup of your Squarespace. That includes individual backups of each page, that also includes an entire website backup, which is something that you would want to do something, for example, once a year or something like that. You don't really want to do that often, but you also can back up individual pages, you can back up different sections and so on. So I will try to discuss and show you as many different ways as possible that you need to do in order to make sure that you have a backup of your Squarespace, which is very important to obviously maintain the hard work that you put onto your site and make sure that you don't lose all of the progress for some reasons, that could actually happen to any of us. So to get started, we are just going to go ahead and sign into our squarespace.com, and then from here we're just going to go ahead and visit our site right away. So we can just go to account dashboard and open up this site or any site in here. Now obviously, after you adjust your entire site and make sure you customize it to your liking and you have all the pages within it and everything, and you want to ensure you want to have a backup for it, the first thing is that you are going to have one backup that should be enough for the entire site. So this is going to be after the fact that you have set it up, made sure that you design it the way that you actually like, and you have the design that you actually want for your site. Maybe, yeah, of course, you're going to be doing changes later on in the future, but for the time being, you have a set in stone design for your site, let's say, and you want to back it up. So in order to actually back up the entire site, it's very simple. What you need to do is just go ahead and go to the main dashboard of your squarespace.com. So just go to squarespace.com. That should take you there. If you don't see it, if you are in here, you can also go ahead and click on your profile picture at the bottom left, and this also should take you to the main dashboard. Okay, so simply once you're in the main dashboard, and it's going to be in here where you'll be able to even create a new site if you would like. But in order to back up this entire site, what you need to do is very simple. Just go ahead and highlight the site and then just click on the three dots right next to it on the right side of the site. Once you click on that, you should be able to see duplicate website. This should create an exact replica of the site that you currently have, meaning if something goes wrong with site number one, which is this one, we can always just revert back our changes with the duplicates. This way we can always just save our progress. Now I don't recommend that you do this often. I mean, if you want to, sure, because you don't really lose anything to do so. But this is going to be less likely to do because this is going to be more like an entire renovation kind of thing. So you could do this like once a year or something if you actually did end up doing major changes to your site. So click on duplicate website and confirm that by clicking on duplicate. It's going to take a little bit of time, and then you're going to have your site working correctly. But this is not going to work for me because this is just a test site. So if you have a proper site, this should work well for you, and it should be duplicated for you, and it's going to work just fine. You're going to find a duplicate with the same image, but it's going to say the name of the site, which is exactly the same, and then copy next to it. So this is how it's going to be working. And basically, if anything wrong goes with this, you can always just go ahead and make sure that the second one or the duplicate is now the primary one. Now let's just go ahead and move on and talk about how to ensure you also have backups of specific pages. Usually you would want to do this before you want to change them. So let's say, for example, we have this home page, as you can see, and we want to actually change the home page, change things within it, but we also at the same time like how it actually looks like, and we don't really want to ruin it. So in this case, you would want to back up this page before you do any major changes to it, because in case you did, you don't want to just do Control Z or Alt Z to undo changes. Instead, you just want to back up this page and start from where you actually left off. So we are going to go to the pages section here. If you just go back, you can see website. We have pages, styles, and assets. We just want to click on pages. And let's say we want to make changes to the home page. So we just basically want to first click on the settings icon right next to it. And then from the settings next to it, we're just going to go ahead and actually duplicate this. But I forgot something that could actually make this a lot easier for us. Before we duplicate this page, what I recommend to do is that we go to the not linked section. And then from within the not linked section, we just want to click on the plus icon right next to it. And from the plus icon, we want to actually add a folder or a drop down. So if you see a drop down, go for it. If you see a folder, go for it. It's pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to click on drop down and make sure it's in the not linked section because we don't want it to be seen on the header or the footer of our site. From within the drop down, we're just going to be adding the different backups of our pages just to make things more organized. And we have this section of all the different duplicates that we have. So now with that being said, we just wanted to go back to the settings on the home page, for example. And then you simply just want to scroll down from the general option here and click on duplicate page and click on confirm, which is going to create a copy of your home page. And then you can just feel free to drag it underneath the drop down to make it organized, and you can always just minimize this to not see all the duplicates and get carried away with these many different pages. So what we're going to do is just keep this as a backup, meaning it's always going to be here for us if we ever wanted to go back to this version of the page, because if we just go to the main one, which is the main home page, and make changes, like major changes that actually ruin things, let's just add a very random block here that is going to ruin it. So yeah, we have ruined our site and it's just completely gone to mess. What we can do always is just go back and basically delete this page, this entire page. We can feel free to delete it, but first we want to ensure that this is going to take its place. So a few things you need to do is first change the page title. So just make sure it says home, and then the navigation title also, we're going to change that. And then there's something that is very important, which is the URL slug. You also want to change it to the proper one, which is going to be /home, but you can't do it if this one still is available and it's not removed. So make sure you actually first remove that page first, and then you'll be able to do it. And if you can't really remove this page, you will need to make another page as the home page, and that should work for you. So to recap, basically, if you want to adjust a specific page, let's say the menu page, I'm just going to be brief with this. Before you make any major changes, just go to the settings right next to it, duplicate the page, confirm the duplication process, and then it's just going to be called menu copy, and then just place it in the folder, and you can just collapse this and now not be worried of if you ruin the page, what's going to happen, how do I revert back my changes and so on. So you're good to go. So this is how to back up your pages before you make any major changes. Next, you can also do the same thing, same idea for specific sections. So let's just go to the home page. Let's say you have a specific section, and that section is actually looking very good, and you don't really want to ruin it. So again, you want to change tiny little bit of things about it, but you don't want to ruin the entire thing. You can still also back up the sections that are available. So you can go ahead and actually do so for any section. And if you just go ahead and click on any section, let's just say this one right here, this entire section here, we can do that for this one. So if you click on any section, you're going to find this little box here with a few options. So you have the edit section, you have the duplication, and you also have the save section. Each is going to have its own unique use cases. Okay, so what's very important is that if you're brief with your changes and you just want to get something like out of the way right away, let's say you want to change some text or the button, or you want to change images and the background, and you just want to make brief changes, what I recommend you do before you start changing the section, just go ahead and duplicate it right, like just by clicking on the duplicate button right over here. And this should create a duplicate right underneath, which is great because right now you have this copy of it. And if you make something wrong with this, you like really change this, and you don't like how it looks like, because you can see now this entire thing is like messy. So you just go ahead and remove it and start over with the new duplicate. And you can again just duplicate this one if you want to make another bit of changes, and it's going to always have this sort of backup for you. So this is one way to make sure you don't mess up with sections. And then if you want to, let's just remove this one. If you want to, for example, like you have a specific section and you want to save it and make sure, you can also use it on other pages as well. For example, you have a section that you like. It could be some sort of an anchor or something, and you want to use it on other pages and make sure it's always saved. You can just go ahead and hover over it on any page it is, and click on Save Section, which is the heart icon, and you are good to go. Meaning, if we just click on Save, and let's just go ahead and exit and go to another page, for example, menu page, and click on Edit. Let's say we want to add a section, and then you basically just want to go to Saved Sections, and you will find it right over here. So you can just go ahead and add that, and you can see right away we have the section in the menu page. So this is how to do it for sections that you actually want to use, on the entire store, and you just want to save them. And it's always going to be saved unless you actually remove it, which is great. And we are pretty much done. The only thing that I'm going to note is that if you have used custom CSS on individual pages or the global store, you would want to also back those up. And doing so is very simple. I just wanted to go to the custom CSS that you added, and you will need to ensure that you go for each one if you did it on individual pages, and go to custom CSS, copy the text, and just go ahead and create a notepad on your computer. You can create a folder, named Squarespace CSS backup, and add as many notepads as needed while, copying the text in here by just doing Control A, and then just Control C to copy, and just paste them in the notepad and add them to the folder. So this is all for this video. Hopefully this was informative enough for you to back up your store, so anything goes wrong, you have a backup for it and you're good to go. So hopefully you have found this video to be helpful, and thanks for watching.